Bitcoin crashed below $60,000 again yesterday, and that's exactly what we were expecting. But now some people are getting worried because the market bounced back quite strongly, more so than it usually does after we see a crash. And the question everyone's asking now, of course, is whether the market is actually going to keep going up and if we're really seeing a V-shaped recovery here that will complete, or if this is just one last dead cat bounce before the market drops further because we actually have much lower price targets. I'd say let's take a very close look at all of this in today's market update. And with that, hello and a very warm welcome to another video here on my channel. I'm Max. I'm giving you an important crypto market update today. Before we dive in, my dear friends, I'd be really happy if you could give this video a thumbs up. I'd like to take a moment to thank you for your support. Thank you so much, and of course feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section for the algorithm. So what happened? Bitcoin obviously took a sharp dive again yesterday. We also traded that perfectly. Yesterday, just before the downward breakout, we increased our short position again, specifically the Big Short 2. We currently have 2 open short positions. Those are the only trades we have running. I'll show them to you real quick. These are the 2 positions we currently have open. As you know, I open all trades live here on the stream, and as I said, these are the trades we have right now. And yesterday we increased the Bitcoin Big Short 2 position again. At one point, the trade was over $7,000 in profit, but since the market has moved back up, the profits have dipped a bit. But that's not a big deal. I've already taken over $1,000 in profit, and I've also secured my trade. And that's a very, very important thing. I'm completely hedged as far as the market is concerned now. Not because I necessarily think the market will keep going up, but because hedging always makes sense. We watched this crash live on the stream yesterday, of course. We saw the market dropping live, and we also proposed the theory on the stream yesterday that we expect the market to continue crashing immediately. And that's exactly what happened. We saw a new market low, and in the end, that's what's decisive for me. Because if I look at the last low, well, this low is just barely, but a little bit, just a tiny bit lower. And it also depends on where we look. I can see right now on Binance, it's not quite like that, but on BitGet, it is lower. So I'd say we've roughly retested the previous low here. And here, my dear friends, it's perfectly normal for some power to come in because many people who opened a large short position somewhere in this range will naturally take some profits down here at this obvious support. And taking profit from a short position is the same as opening a buy position, which is why buying power is coming in here. Then the Asians also started the market today with a bullish sentiment. So the second pump we're seeing here is coming from the Asia session, where the Asians started the market quite bullishly today. Now we also have the New York, London opening, not New York, and it'll be interesting to see how the market develops from here. Of course, there's a risk right now that we'll see a V-shaped recovery, and that wouldn't really be ideal. What would be ideal is if the market consolidates here and then heads back down relatively quickly. That would be our best case scenario. Assessing exactly how the market is going to develop right now is actually quite difficult. That's why I've naturally hedged my positions here as well. Of course, it's more likely that one of the positions will be stopped out. The hedge is set at 61,877, where the trade would then close in profit. The large Bitcoin trade with an entry at 78,000 will keep running because we got a very good entry there. But I'm going to show you now what things look like for Bitcoin from a purely technical perspective. So technically speaking, this is obviously a very strong pump, and a retracement to the upside was to be expected. So it was quite clear that the market would move up a bit from here. In my personal opinion, I would consider this bounce here to be a little bit on the strong side. Now, normally when we hit a low, there's always a bounce, but this bounce is already quite strong, I have to say. And at this point, we shouldn't assume that the market is going to head straight back down. Of course, that could happen. A lot of things could happen. But the market isn't about what could happen, because ultimately anything can happen. It's about finding the most likely scenario. And the most likely scenario is that the market will tend to push up a bit more until we see some consolidation. And from that consolidation, we'll have the opportunity to break out to the downside again. What's important to understand is that we hit a new low on many charts, though not all, like on Binance, where the low, actually it's true for Binance too. Even on Binance, it's a new low by just $30. That means exactly where this wick was at the bottom, there were quite a few orders that got filled accordingly. So you could see that a fair amount of buying power came in there. But that's not what I'm looking at, whether it bounces here or if my position closes in profit. What I'm watching much more is that the market structure remains bearish. So even though we just went down and have now come back up, one thing has to be said, which is that we still have a price loss despite everything. We were here yesterday and today we're $1,000 or $2,000 lower, and that's not bad at all. especially since yesterday, and you can see this perfectly on the 15-minute time frame. It looked quite critical at first because the market shot up strongly and then crashed relatively quickly. So an excessively strong move, which this obviously is, wasn't entirely unlikely and doesn't really catch me off guard personally. On the 15-minute time frame, you can roughly see how the market is going to develop over the next few hours. And what I can see here, of course, if we take a look, is this low, which was extremely relevant for us and where we saw buying power coming in. So up to this area here, everything is just normal market behavior for now. This pump up here came out of the Asia session. It's actually quite bullish because we have a bullish consolidation here as well. Because when we consolidate slightly downwards after an upward move, it's usually a bullish sign. The market then continued to move higher from here too. What's being hinted at right now but isn't 100% confirmed yet is an upward consolidation. This means that during the London session, we could naturally see some upward momentum here. We are consolidating upwards, and an upward consolidation after either an uptrend or a downtrend, it doesn't matter, is usually bearish, meaning the market could head back down from here. And I can easily imagine that today, during the US market open, where I'll be live for you again, of course, we'll retest the Asia open. That would be around the 60,777 to 60,600 range. That would be this key area because we shouldn't forget one thing. $60,000 is a very important market level, which shouldn't be underestimated here. And at this level, $60,000, which is truly a magic level, it's not like $70,000, $60,000 is a major market level. It's pretty clear that this won't remain uncontested. And what we're basically seeing here is the battle for $60,000. However, I'm still not just looking at the small time frame. The small time frame suggests upward consolidation followed by a downward impulse. But personally, I'm looking much more at the overall market structure. And we see the overall market structure primarily in the 12-hour time frame. And looking at that, it actually appears rather bearish, which is exactly why we decided to enter a second short position, or more accurately, to increase it, because we have a head and shoulders pattern forming here, which then broke out to the downside. And this head and shoulders pattern has a price target of $57,777. I believe the most likely market scenario is that we'll drop to around $57,800 first and see the next big bounce there. A big bounce would probably mean briefly going back above $60,000, but I think even then, more downward pressure will come and the market will head lower. You can actually see it quite clearly. It's quite similar to what we had here during the last breakout. Back then, we were still at $77,000. Because here too, the market pushed up strongly at first and then crashed quite hard. We saw a real price drop here, followed by a very, very aggressive pump upwards. The market consolidated briefly and then the actual crash began. And something similar could develop here as well. Anything can happen in the market, of course, but the most likely scenario is that the overall trend continues and we stay short. But we can definitely see that since we're already quite low for Bitcoin, it's getting harder and harder to go even lower. For me, my major overarching next price target here is first of all the $50,000 area. I assume that we will definitely hit $50,000 again, or rather that we will break through $50,000 once more. Because one thing is naturally extremely important on a macro level, and that is the overarching Bitcoin trend. And here we actually seem to be in a bear market until about mid-October, late November, around that area, and I estimate my overall Bitcoin bottom to be around $38,000 to $44,000, and therefore I assume that the next few months will definitely be bearish as well, because 6 or 7 month bear market, I consider that rather unlikely. I assume that the bear market will go down even further and that we're actually slowly starting the next big crash now, and that's why I'm still positioned short and will remain positioned short. Of course, we also saw an increase in the Nasdaq yesterday that came in here, and that naturally influenced Bitcoin as well, but even the Nasdaq is no longer managing to make new all-time highs and is therefore also tending to be in a bearish phase. And of course, the market and also the market makers, the big players in the markets, know that many people are currently positioned short, which is why strong upward impulses occur to flush out as many shorts as possible from the market beforehand. But something like that can turn very quickly in a downward trend. Such aggressive upward movements in the Nasdaq, in Bitcoin, everywhere are relatively rare because usually only the short movements are ultimately aggressive. As they say, you take the stairs up and the elevator down. And that's just how it is in the markets accordingly. But I would always say here, don't freak out, zoom out. I wouldn't rely on the small time frame at all if I just look at it completely bare right now. On the large time frame, the whole thing continues to look bearish. And what you might have noticed as well, we naturally hit this wick once, but we also formed a new wick right here. That means we have a wick below us that will most likely be hit. So bottom line of the whole story, for me, the entire overarching market scenario is bearish. We have to expect some short-term upward momentum, but that's not bad for us as we've already taken profits from our shorts and can then perhaps, if the market rises further, open more short positions at the top, because on a macro level, the market scenario definitely remains bearish. So let's not get ahead of ourselves for now. It looks very good. I'll be live again today at 2 p.m. of course. I'm planning to open a relatively large new short position in the stream today if the market continues to develop as positively as it looks right now. So here in a downward trend, I'm naturally happy about every upward phase because I use them to open more shorts. On that note, my dear friends, I'd say feel free to give this market update a thumbs up, leave me a comment for the algorithm if you enjoyed it. And then I'd say I'll see you in the stream today, and until then, bye.